Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another 4 Downs with FCF episode 4. We got a lot to talk about in this one. I'm not going to waste any time because we got some breaking news. Once again, there is trouble in paradise if paradise is named Cincinnati. Joe Burrow injured. This time injured for about 3 months, they're saying.
Damn it, Bobby, this just ain't right.
Due to turf toe and possible torn ligaments. I don't know how long this man is going to be willing to put up with this, or I don't know how long Cincinnati is going to be willing to put up with their franchise quarterback always sitting on the injured reserve list.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's things are coming to a head here, I think.
That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
Eventually, right? And you could take it from both sides, from the side you're saying, from the team side, and also from Joe Burrow's side. I mean, look at the pass pro ranks here for the Bengals offensive line since Joe Burrow's been there. 29th, his first year. 30th, his second year. 30th, his third year. 27th, his fourth year. 32nd, fifth year. And this year, so far, they're 28th.
Help me! Help me!
That's not how you protect your franchise quarterback. And
Absolutely not.
And think about it. He's been in the league now 6 years. And in 6 years, 3 of them have ended with a major injury that he's going to miss a lot of games, right? And probably the whole season. Let's be honest here. Because are they going to stay in contention this whole season with Browning as the starting quarterback? No disrespect to him, but you know what? He's going to be playing behind that offensive line his whole season, and he might even get hurt, right? So,
Right.
So this is not a good combination here, and you could look at it both sides. There's really nothing in free agency. I'll give you a couple of names that are available: C.J. Beathard, Jeff Driscoll, and Jake Fromm.
Who?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, well, let's look at it, Chris. I mean, obviously Cincinnati knows that these injuries are for real because not long after finding out the severity, they were already on the phone trying to make calls. So, I mean, look, somehow, some way, Joe Burrow, you're leading the division right now. And that's not going to be the case here with these next couple games going forward. And again, we said, I mean, you're missing not 1 month, not 2 months, but 3 months due to this surgery. When a team's season depends on a key player, and that key player is hurt year after year after year after year, something's got to give. We said it off air. We were like, if Joe Burrow goes, Jamar Chase is going to follow. Those two have been thick as thieves ever since they've been on this team together. And there's no way in hell that Cincinnati is going to let their franchise QB and their number 1 top wide receiver leave at the same time. So what do we do? Or what do they do?
Right. They got to figure it out. They got to figure out fixing this offensive line because, and again, Joe Burrow just signed a 5-year, $275 million contract with the Bengals, I think last season. Before this season or last season, that included a $40 million signing bonus and $219 million guaranteed.
Ooh.
So this is not a move you could make because of all the dead cap and all that stuff, right? That gets all confusing. So it's going to be a really tough move to make if they can even trade. I don't know if they could even trade him because of that dead cap issue and all that. On the other side, what happens if Burrow goes, hey, listen, I can't do this anymore?
What are they going to do if Burrow decides to retire? I mean, come on, man. Look, at the end of the day, right? Yes, they're very high numbers, these contracts. Nobody's disputing that. But numbers are numbers at the end of the day. Contracts can be rewritten, revised, revoked. All those R words. It is what it is at this point. You've got to take player safety into account. And if your guy can't stay healthy,
yeah, I know.
think that's all that needs to be said. Just hands up in the air. What do you do, Cincinnati? To turn a phrase here, you're on the clock. Make a decision. Save your season or start having some serious talks. All right, Chris, second down. Let's talk about these guys. The Baltimore Ravens are finally on the right side of 40 points after week 2. Now, yes, I get it. It's against the Cleveland Browns. It's against Joe Flacco. But hey, look, when your team is putting up these types of numbers, you expect to win. And win, they did. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real with you. If I'm the Ravens, I'm not satisfied with this win. And here's why. To me, they took a little too long getting started, especially offensively, yesterday in that game. That's a beautiful picture, by the way, Chris. Love to see that. Like I was saying in the last one, there's nothing but mutual respect between Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco. Back to the original point, the offense didn't really start getting going until late in the third quarter, almost the fourth quarter. And hey, most teams that are able to do what the Cleveland Browns did yesterday have a real chance of shutting down the Ravens. They held Derrick Henry. They held him. Derrick Henry did not have an impressive game. It also included his second fumble on the season already. It's look, yeah. I don't want to say anything too early here, but Derrick, my brother,
2 weeks in a row.
You ball drills, start holding that rock, man. You can't be doing this.
He is so important, I think, going later on, because if he's not there, that takes away that one dangerous element off that team. And
I mean, and look, yesterday I was going back and forth with a family member of mine. I said that it was a defensive game. He was saying, hey, look, the offense is actually putting up points. That's great and all. But look, if it wasn't for the defense and the special teams really setting the spark and getting that offense going, putting them into field position, I don't know if we get this big score. I just got to be real here. Oh, yeah, by the way, as per the person on the screen here, hey, Ravens fans, you want to start backing off old Rowe? Yeah, look, yesterday, 15 combined tackles and a scoop and score touchdown. And hey, look, guys, he's been in the league now. This is his 8th season, okay? He's only played for 2 teams, the Chicago Bears and the Baltimore Ravens. I remember the day that we signed Roquan. Everybody lost their mind. Everybody was sitting there going, oh my God, maybe we found the next Ray Lewis. Now, that's a tall order. That's some big shoes to fill. But hey, this guy has absolutely been the heartbeat of this defense. I'm not saying that he's the end all be all to this defense, but he definitely came in and revitalized that culture, because for a little minute there, the Ravens, whose identity was built off their defense, was in trouble. I mean, for the first time, maybe ever, after these past couple seasons, the Ravens have been viewed as an offensive threat. It has been defense that has carried this team throughout multiple seasons. Give the guy a break.
Yes, exactly. This guy is an all-pro player, 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. Yeah, give the guy a break.
All right, let's move on, Chris. Third down. Let's talk about a team that is absolutely turning heads around the league. And let's talk about a guy who, if he keeps this up, the league, his team, his fans, other teams' fans are going to owe a serious apology. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are the first team in the Super Bowl era to not punt in either of their first 2 games in the season. Chris, after reading that, what does that tell you about one Mr. Daniel Jones?
I have no idea. You know, being from New York, I watched a lot of his games, you know, and the Giants. Yeah. And yeah, he did lead them to the playoffs one year, but they did have Saquon Barkley leading the way as well. So, but maybe there is enough in there that he can lead this team to the playoffs, right? I mean, the South is not the strongest division in the league, so maybe this is for real. But he just beat a pretty good team this week, beating Denver, especially that defense.
Oh, sure.
That's impressive, right? To do that against Denver, to do it against Miami, no disrespect, Miami, but you guys are not going to be a good team this year. It's going to be a disaster for them. But Denver, I mean, that's a playoff team last year, and it's one of the best defenses in the entire league, right? So to put up that kind of a performance against the Denver Broncos, to not have to punt against them, yeah, that's pretty impressive. I think it's time that we start opening our eyes. Maybe the Colts are for real.
I mean, look, old Danny Dimes is diming out there. He's doing his thing. And again, like, I would think, you know, you try your best as a player to drown out all the noise. You try to not let it affect you. You try to go into a season and just play your game. Okay, but you can't tell me that this guy didn't hear all the noise, that this guy didn't hear how Anthony Richardson should have gotten the start over him, how nobody could believe that Danny Dimes was starting for getting the job in the first place. Listen, I'm not a Colts fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I do back a player who goes out there, who shuts everybody up, who plays his game, and who plays his game well. Now look, the Colts did win this game in controversial fashion. There was a missed field goal that ended up, there was a flag thrown on the play that got them to re-kick. By all means, Denver should have won this game. Fact of the matter is, it wasn't in the cards, and the Colts are 2-0. If Danny Dimes, if Daniel Jones can keep this going, look out, man. Let's wrap it up, Chris. 4th down here. I made the prediction. I made it, and I was right. Have the Chiefs, has Patrick Mahomes finally found their kryptonite in the Philadelphia Eagles? It is their first 0-2 start to a season since 2014 under head coach Andy Reid. How about them cheeseburgers, huh?
Exactly. This is, you know, I don't want to say it's one of the surprises. This definitely is one of the, not a big surprise, but because they have lost to 2 really good teams, right? Let's face it. The Chargers last week in Brazil, and now this week, obviously the Super Bowl champs, who now have beaten them three games in a row. So maybe the Eagles are their kryptonite. That's a very possibility, you know, a very good possibility. But I'm not going to count them out, only because, listen, what these guys have done since Patrick Mahomes has been there, Andy Reid. It's going to be interesting how they, like, next week. We'll look at their schedule here. Like, their next week, that has to be a win for them, right? I mean, the Giants.
You would think so.
Right. So let's give them a win there. But after that, yeah, then they go and play Baltimore in Baltimore.
Now, see, that right there. Now, talking about
home. That's home. I'm sorry.
Right. Yes.
In Kansas City against Baltimore.
Talking about kryptonite, let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have been Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens kryptonite. There's been controversial calls. There's been close games. There's been absolute heartbreak. There's been blowouts. And usually it all favors the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm interested to see here. Yeah, they go in. They're most likely going to whip up on the New York Giants and Russell Wilson. I don't see that being an issue. But you're 1-2 at that point. You've already lost to, like we said, 2 decent teams in the Chargers and the Eagles. I don't know. I don't know if getting a win off a bad team propels you into having an amazing game against Baltimore.
Right. No, I agree. It's going to help them get that, you know, confidence back up, because I'm sure it definitely took a shot, especially this week, I think, against Philly, because they probably were like, all right, they beat us bad in the Super Bowl. We're going to get them back. We're playing them at home. We got this game. And then, you know what? Not that they got crushed like they did in the Super Bowl, but they did get pushed around in that game. So, and now you're starting to question their toughness and all that. They need a big win against the Giants just to get them on some sort of momentum going into that Baltimore game, right? Because you don't want to go 0-3 going into it. Then it becomes win or we're done, right? I mean, if you go 0-4 to start the season, that's almost, you know,
Yeah.
So they need a win against the Giants, because look at the rest of that schedule. You know, you got Baltimore, then you got Jacksonville. All right.
Could
Right.
be good.
Could be, right? And that's on the road. But you would think Kansas City will win there. But then you come home to play Detroit. And we just seen Detroit this week put up 52 points. You know, I know it's the Bears, but still, they put up 52. That's
52.
still, yeah. And then you got the Raiders at home. Raiders always play Kansas City tough, right? It's a division rival.
They do.
Then you
Yeah.
got Washington. That's another tough game, right? We've seen how good Washington could be.
I mean, but look
to Buffalo.
Look at the good fortune for the Chiefs, though. Look, you get 3 home games back to back to back. I mean, come on, dude. Like, if you can't manage to pull out some wins in front of that crowd at your stadium, at the famous Arrowhead, boy,
Right.
better look out. Like, it's not going to be good.
I mean, they might be 2-3 going into that stretch, right? Because let's say they beat the Giants next week, but then they lose to Baltimore week 4, and then they come back and beat Jacksonville. They'll be 2-3 going into that 3-game stretch where they need wins, right? They need 3 wins there, because then you go to Buffalo, then you got your bye week, then you go to Denver, right? We're just talking about how good Denver's defense is, and I'm sure they're going to be fine by week 11. And then you got the Colts, who I don't know what to tell you about the Colts in week 12.
I don't think anybody does.
I don't know. That's a coin flip. Dallas is Dallas. I mean, that's on Thanksgiving. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough schedule coming up for them, and they got to figure this out quick.
Yeah.
You know, you lose another game, and it's, I don't want to say your season's over, but yeah, it's definitely worry time here in Kansas City.
I mean, you know, as we're looking at the schedule here, we said, you know, it doesn't seem too tough, but this is, I think, you know, one of the only 2 teams that is playing on 2 major holidays too. They're playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas, Chris. So, I mean, look, these guys, they're not even getting holiday reprieve. So you really got to come with it this year. That's why I said, call it a hot take, call it a controversial opinion. I really don't think the Chiefs make a big stake this year. I don't.
Yeah. I'm not going to count them out yet. But you know what? After you lose those first 2 games, I might be leaning more towards you, but I'm still not going to count them out yet. Because
Sure.
Just because of what they've done, you know, ever since Mahomes took over as the starter there. So it's, man, but this is a tough climb. If they get to the playoffs this year, let me tell you something. They have completely earned it, because they got a really tough schedule, and they already put themselves behind the 8 ball going 0-2, right? They've already put themselves in a nice hole there. And if the Chargers play, they play tonight. If they win, they're going to be 2 games ahead of Kansas City in that division.
That's right.
So you might be fighting for a wild card. Crazy to think that the Chiefs are going to be fighting for a wild card here, but that's the situation that they're in right now.
Could be. I mean, look, again, we both realize that it's only week 2. Anything could happen, but right now it ain't looking so great in Arrowhead land. So,
no.
I mean, look, that's going to do it for Chris and I for 4 Downs. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Joe Burrow, what does Cincinnati decide to do? Do they keep him, or does Joe go, hey, look, I got to get out of here before I lose my life? The Ravens finally on the right side of 40 points. Are seeing the Detroit Lions next week, week 3. The battle of who can put up more points. That's going to be an interesting game. The Colts, old Danny Dimes, man, turning heads, 2-0 right now. What are the Colts and Daniel Jones going to be in the next coming weeks? We're excited to see. Let's see what happens. And of course, Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles, knock off the Kansas City Chiefs once again. Chiefs, y'all better start getting it together, bro. It's going to be a long season.
Yep.
All right, guys, make sure to catch Fight Club Football. Watch live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Flight Club Football. And if you haven't already, Make sure to hit that like button, as it lets YouTube know that you like what you see and you want to see more of what you like. Make sure to hit that sub button. And if you do, make sure to hit that bell. Turn on all post notifications so that you never miss anything that Flight Club does. Now, get out there and remember rule number 1.
Talk about Flight Club.
That's right. For Flight Club Football, this has been TBK and Chris. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.